Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the local pundit. Bang on the minute of 11:30, and we have a footy tip show today, minus a couple of guests because they're a bit crook. But we'll bring in Aaron. How are you, buddy?
Good. How we doing?
Good. Excited. Except you and I got some work to do to catch up to Paddy because he's got a bit of a lead, unfortunately.
He's running away on us.
Yeah. And I think all this effort that he's put into the footy tips is probably what put him in hospital.
I think that's right. He's overworked himself, overexerted. We'll reel him back in.
Yeah, we will really. And it's good to see he's on the mend. We're very happy about that. And he's getting on the mend, and Josh has gone down.
Yeah, Josh all of a sudden just falling out on us. So
it's kill or be killed here. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, it gets pretty rough in these back rooms. You people, some of you guys don't understand what goes on in behind the scenes. It gets pretty nasty. So I understand why Josh would want to not come in. He's scared of us. I get it.
Totally. But yeah, we do hope you get better, buddy. It's we want to see you get better because we need you healthy and hope you're safe from all the fires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been.
We've got about 27 guests that are all first here.
All right.
On the show, they've all put in their first, but good on them. And a lot of people wishing Josh the best for getting healthy. But we might get straight into it. So this is literally a footy tip show. That's what we're here for. We're bringing it back. And I actually do have, boom, this is the footy tip sheet. And as you'll be able to see, this is every game. It gets put up in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, get involved there. But there was only one game the other day, Rotherham v Bolton. Now, unfortunately, Josh, it slipped his mind, which meant he got the away team. But ironically, Paddy tipped the away team, and both you and me tipped a one-hole draw. And what happens? Rotherham beats Bolton.
Of course they did.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Over on the right there, you'll actually see the current leaderboard with Josh on 144 points, Aaron on 201, me on 204, and good old hospital-ridden Paddy, who's back home now, has got a comfortable lead at the moment of 227. So we've got to do something about this, mate.
We'll catch him. We're all right. We'll get him. I'm feeling good about this week. I'm feeling good. I think we'll reel him in a bit. We got a whole season left. We're good.
We're only halfway. We're just over halfway.
Just over. Yeah.
Wrexham played 25. We've got 21 games to go. Some teams have only played. Birmingham's only played 23. They're exactly halfway.
Yeah, exactly.
But we might as well, buddy. Without further ado, let's do this because I've tried to get really technical here today. Let's see how I go. Now, we know he doesn't like to reveal his scores. So it's a question mark for Josh on we know what he's tipped, but and I'm pretty sure the rest of us do. And Paddy, look at that. Paddy's tipped a 2-0 win to Wrexham. Now, ironically, we played Shrewsbury early in the season. They won. We beat them 3-0 at home. It was one of the few games where we scored 2 goals in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be interesting. Can you remember what you tipped here?
I can't remember, but I can pull it up. Oh yeah,
there it is for you, mate.
Yep.
You've tipped it. You have gone along with Paddy 2-0 win.
Yep. 2-0.
And what did I do? Let's have a look here. Getting into the memory bank. I'm bullish. 3-0.
It was 3.
Go team. 3. Palmer hat trick.
Palmer hat trick. That would be magical. I can only imagine what that would look like.
That would just blow up the Twitterverse.
Oh man, it'd be amazing. Be fantastic.
Yeah. So that will be funny. But I mean, and then we get into the next game, which Blackpool are at home to Huddersfield. So our game's tomorrow. So super pumped for that. And then all the other games are on the weekend. So we get the early game for 2 weeks in a row. We got Shrewsbury away and then Birmingham at home. Big one next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big one.
Yeah. Josh is light up in bed sick, but it hasn't stopped him. He just literally, I just watched his show this morning and he said he's laying off Palmer and now he's into him again. Hat trick of own goals for Palmer.
He can't help himself. He
Can't help himself. Can't help himself. But Blackpool, well, let's see what Josh did for Blackpool at home to Huddersfield. He's tipped an away win for Huddersfield. Well, they are in form.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So he's tipped a 2-1 win there. Paddy, who's probably laid up in bed right now on his drugs, has tipped a 1-1 draw. And Aaron, what have you done, buddy? What have you done here? Let's have a look.
Click it. Let's find out.
Blackpool.
I'll tell you why. I like Blackpool because this is the type of game that Blackpool will just surprise everybody. Steve Bruce knows how to win a big game. Plus, I've got to tip some different scores than everybody else if I'm going to catch up.
I'm starting to think like that a bit too with Paddy. Got to be against Paddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's far too close to call for you and me, and there you go. I just say I've got to be against Paddy, and I tipped a 1-1 draw. Same as Paddy.
Oh, shoot.
So what do you know? Now, I noticed you'd posted something about the Peterborough manager. He was on TalkSport or something complaining about the Wrexham.
Yeah, I never did go back and check it may even been an old somebody posted it somewhere and I just never got around to it. But yeah, Darren McAnthony, he's always complaining, I think. So
good luck to him.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, there you go. Posh v Leighton. Josh has tipped a 2-2 draw, and Paddy has tipped a 2-0 win to Leighton over Peterborough.
Yeah,
that's big.
Leighton's been in form here lately. They've been winning some games.
Yep. And there we go. Bring both of ours up together. We've both gone for a Leighton away win, but you're bullish about it, mate.
Here's the thing. Peterborough has looked really bad lately, and Leighton Orient's looked really good lately. So, yeah, I'm feeling good about that one. Feeling good about it.
Yeah, I don't mind this actually. I sort of really think Peterborough have been looking very frail at the moment, and I just feel like they give up goals too easy.
Yeah, they do. They give up a lot of goals.
Yeah, and you just can't keep doing that.
Their defense is offensive.
Well, yeah, and they're one of these we're Premier League teams that keep trying to play it out from the back, from the keeper, under pressure. And I'm just like, why put yourself through that much stress?
Sometimes it's okay just to get it out of there.
Yeah, hoofball, isn't it? Hoofball.
Hoof it.
So I'm going to bring everybody's up at once to make it a bit easier on me. It's not really about anything else but that.
Yeah.
There we go. Northampton at home to Lincoln. So Josh has tipped another away win. So he's tipped 2 away wins so far. Lincoln 3-0 over Northampton. Paddy's tipped a 2-0 win to Lincoln. And you and I have gone a bit different.
I went with the Northampton win. 1, they're at home. 2, Lincoln has not been good. They've dropped some games here recently. So I'm starting to wonder about Lincoln a little bit. So we'll see.
Yep. And just so everybody knows, Aaron was the first one to have his tips in our private chat. So the rest of us did get to see it. Not that it affects me because he was first to get his tips in. I've already done mine normally. When I put the teams in our private chat for the week for the guys to do their tips, I'll normally do mine straight away. But Aaron can't see them.
Everybody copies my homework. That's what happens. That's how they've caught me. I was in a nice lead. I know.
Clearly not. Yeah, and this was a game for me, which I couldn't split these teams. I just think Lincoln are the slightly better team, but Northampton are really good at eking out a draw. And so I've gone for the 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. not a lot separating these two teams. Well, and then we got, big team, Birmingham at home against Exeter.
Yep.
Wow. Josh is really on the Birmingham dive train there. Look at that. He's tipped an Exeter win 3-2.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I hope you're right, Josh. And I don't mind that if the rest of us get it wrong.
Yeah.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I don't know how the whole rest of the season, I don't know how you go against Birmingham. Like, if you're trying to actually pick the games, you know what I mean? Like, it's just hard to pick against them.
Yeah. The team's just got too much quality, hasn't it?
Yeah, and they're just so daggone good.
And
we know they're going to drop games. Like, they're not going to win every game, the rest of the season. I mean, they're not going to lose many, though. You know what I mean? So they're a pretty safe bet to take a win.
If you tip them for a win every game, at the end of the season, you've done pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For sure.
And, I mean, look, 3-0 for me and Paddy and 2-0 for you. So I guess we'll see how it goes. Birmingham at home. So interesting. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting times ahead there. Interesting to move on. We've got Bristol at home to Barnsley. What have we done here? Okay. Oh, we've all tipped Barnsley, mate.
Yeah. Man,
they've been informed.
And Bristol's not been very good. So,
I mean, at least the rest of us think they might get a goal. What have you done here? Look at that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get a goal.
Jeez, their fans aren't going to be too happy if you get this right with a 2-0 result at home.
That's all right. They'll survive.
You don't care?
No, I don't care about Bristol.
I mean, obviously, you were copping a fair bit of stick pre-season with all the transfers, and they're all going to all the ones you tipped went to Rotherham.
All of them, it seemed like.
And then you didn't even tip them to beat Bolton. But Bolton are a sleeping giant and a good team in that last game. What have you done this week? Rotherham v Charlton. Oh, you're back on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I think Rotherham are starting to pick up a little steam. So they're starting to get some results. I think they're starting to get it figured out.
I agree with you.
To be fair to them, early on in the season, they did have a fair few injuries. Not that that's an excuse because everybody has injuries, but trying to bring that many players together. They signed so many players, you know what I mean? So it was a whole brand new team, brand new manager, and then you lose, players to injury on top of all that, trying to get that to blend together. I think they struggled. And I think they're starting to pick up some steam now, getting some results. So
I agree. At home, like in form, playing pretty good. So I think they're going to rinse Charlton 2-0, but we'll see how they go, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got next? We've got Reading at home to Stockport. This should be one of the games of the round, I reckon.
Yeah, this ought to be a really good game.
Because, Reading start to hit a real good streak of form. Mm-hmm. And I've always rated Stockport.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're a good football team.
And Reading's probably my second favourite team in the league, only because of all the troubles they went through with their manager and trying to hold on to players. Oh, sorry, and the ownership. I meant the owner. My apologies, with their owner. And I just really hope they sort of, looks like they're nowhere near relegation, so they're looking in a pretty good position.
No, they look. I mean, who would have thought they'd be where they are right now? I think they're in 6th right now at the moment.
Yeah. Let's see if it swaps this when I do this. Just give me a second. No, it doesn't. So that's good. Reading? They're in 6th. Yeah.
6th. Yeah.
On 41 points. We'll bring the table up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We'll bring the table up after the tips because I'm touching all the buttons, mate. Touching all the buttons. I got a newfound respect for Josh.
Yeah, it gets dangerous when you start touching buttons.
Yeah. And I think Reading will win 2-1. You've got them 2-0. Paddy's tipped the draw there, so
that's probably not a bad. That's probably not a bad pick. That's probably why Paddy's beating us because he's making smart picks.
Yep. I mean, Paddy's tipped Josh has tipped the Stockport win away.
Yeah.
So he's going against the grain. Maybe that's one of his catch-up games.
I just think that I'm not. They did look decent in their what was it? I think it was the FA Cup game. Who'd they play? Played a big team, I think. Stockport looked decent. But I just think when you lose a guy like Louis Barry, that's a killer. Because I mean, that guy was just carrying that team. So yeah, it's hard to see them. I could see them dropping off quite a bit if they don't get somebody in.
Actually, here we go. What do you think? Kelly Davidson has just. How many points does Josh Anthony get if Palmer scores just one own goal? Now, I'm happy. This is because it has to be we're democracy here, but I'm happy to give him 10 bonus points if Palmer scores an own goal.
I mean, 10's a lot, but
he's on 144 points.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, he is a long way back. You're right. Yeah, you give him 10.
10. There you go,
points,
Kelly.
10 points to Josh if Palmer scores an own goal. I'm good with it.
That's if it happens, Kelly, and then at the end of the season, Josh catches up and wins.
How about this? He predicted 3. We'll give him 10 points per own goal. How about that?
Even better.
He could get 30.
He could get 30 points. And then, Kelly, if he comes back and wins at the end of the season, we're coming for you for suggesting it.
Yeah. If we lose by 10 points because he gets 10, I'm blaming Kelly.
And then Matt Al's cracking himself up here. Rotherham picking up steam, but Wrexham running on electric. And does Ken prefer reading or writing? Yeah, very good. Kelly's happy now that we've done that. We'll 10 points. Well, it could be 30 now, Kelly, now that Aaron's gotten very bullish.
Yeah.
And Matt Al, Josh has -10 for jinxing us. So I like that. I'm going to put Kelly's back up there. I think that's funny. So let's get back to it. Stevenage at home to Wigan. Holy dooly! It's going to be a goal fest from Josh.
3-3.
He's tipped 3-all.
Wowzers!
And then, 3 of us have tipped a draw.
Yeah.
So
that game screams a draw. I almost went 0-0 in that one, but I decided to give them both a goal.
Yeah, we'll get into the table later. Try and remember, guys, to remind us how many. I'll have a look at how many goals Stevenage have actually scored this season because I can't see them scoring any more than one goal.
Well, me neither. And here's the thing too: Wigan, they seem like they either score a load of goals or they don't score. They're weird. They're one of those teams that's just like if they're scoring, they score a ton. If not, they score no goals. Because they had a run where they went like 4 games in a row 0-0.
0-0, exactly.
It was unreal. It was crazy.
Super consistent.
Yeah.
I love this. Kelly, okay, come get me, but I'm not picking up either of you at Sacramento Airport. That's not very nice, Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, you make us walk. That's rude.
Yeah, that's tough.
Jeez.
Tough. Very unhospitable.
Here, I thought she liked us.
Yeah, me too.
Man.
You know,
Tough
there you go. There's the comment for everybody to see. But let's get into it. We'll move right along. Mansfield at home to really the form team at the moment, Wickham. What have we? I love this. No one's tipping a Wickham victory.
Well, you know what, man? When they lose their manager, they've lost like 3 players I can think of.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. They can score. So,
yes, they can.
That's why I went with the 2-2 because Mansfield can score too. Mansfield's a good team at home. I think Mansfield.
Yeah, I'm a Cloughy fan. I like their manager.
Yeah. I think Mansfield can get a result. I hope they get a result.
You've tipped a draw along.
Yep.
You tipped 2-all. Josh has tipped 1-all. Yep. Paddy's tipped a 2-0 win to Mansfield, and I've tipped a 2-1 win to Mansfield. So Going to be an interesting round. And then we've got, another team that I reckon's hit form, Bolton, and they're at home to Cambridge, who are struggling.
Yeah, Bolton. I don't know if they've hit form. I don't know if I'd say that much.
No. Well, I've only tipped a draw. What have you done? Oh, you've tipped a 3-1 win to Bolton.
Yeah, I mean, Cambridge is terrible, but
yep. Tell us what you really think, Aaron.
I will. They are not good.
Yeah,
they're not good at all. Yeah, Bolton. I'm just looking at Bolton. Yeah, so Bolton's their last 5 games, they've won 3 and lost 2. So they've won, lost, 1. So
like
they're due for a loss.
They're due for a draw because I've tipped 1 all.
There you go. Yeah.
And I'd quite happily take that just to create a little bit more space for us on the ladder.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the round, Crawley Town at home to Burton. Well, that's going to be an absolute snooze fest in my opinion. But anyway, that's my opinion. Josh has tipped 6 goals. You've tipped 5 goals. Holy dooly.
I think this one's going to have goals in it. I think there's goals in it. Yeah. I think Crawley doesn't defend well. They give up a lot of goals and they score a lot of goals. So especially against bad teams. So,
well, there you go. I mean, I think that's the first time we've revealed the table on a footy tip show. And it's been a while since we've done one, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I like that. Bring it up like that. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fun. That's cool. That way, everybody kind of has an idea what what's happening going into the game week.
Yeah, they can all go back and see it. It's public record
exactly.
now.
Yep.
Well, I guess we should do the whole don't forget to like and subscribe thing.
Yeah, definitely. Get in there, subscribe if you're not already subscribed.
Hit all the good stuff.
Yeah, join the channel, support the channel. All that good stuff.
Okay, this is the best comment of the day. Great to see you, Sarah. I'm glad you had a birthday last week. Just dropped in for a bit to say hello. My apologies, Josh. I'm going to go ahead and agree with everything Ken says. Better be careful, Sarah. He might ban you. Josh holds all the keys.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
I love it. I mean, look, we got to love Josh. He puts in a lot of time and effort here, and we love him for all the work he does. I'm just going to remove that guy. Let's have a now. Obviously, we're playing Shrewsbury, and I've got this I've brought up. I'll just grab it. Whoops. Yep, get that in. Share screen.
Anyway, while he's doing that, if you guys see this behind me, it's a work in progress, but we're going to have some cool artwork, hopefully.
Who's doing it?
A couple days. Be my wife. She's the artiste. I'm not good at art, so.
What's your strength, Aaron?
My strength? I'm really good at drinking Mellow Yellow. Really good at that. Yeah, that's my strength.
That's great. That's
my strength right there.
Well, I've got it here. Let's. What have I done? No, that didn't work. Thought I'd press the right button. I pressed the wrong button. I know, it's just taking its time. There we go. So what I've got here is, obviously we're playing Shrewsbury and we're playing them tomorrow. And these are all their league games. Their game against Huddersfield got postponed. But before that, so their last league game was on the 5th of January, so 11 days ago.
Right.
They got beaten by Leyton Orient. And that was away. They were away. They were away to Blackpool 1-1. Then they were home to Northampton 1-1. Home to Lincoln, they beat Lincoln 1-0. So yeah, I don't really think it's worth going back any further than that. That takes us back to the 27th of December.
Right.
So
here's the thing to note. They do seem to be getting a few results here recently. Gareth Ainsworth seems like a man. He's the type of manager that you either hate him or you really like him. It seems like, and he's very divisive. Some people really like him. Some people do not like him at all. But to me, from the outside, he seems like a good manager. He knows how to set his teams up to get results. So I think it won't be easy tomorrow, despite the fact that they just sold their best player. um, which I'm
Yep.
sure Shrewsbury fans aren't happy about that at all. So
Yeah.
it'll be an interesting game. It'll be because them being at home, they're gonna have a loud crowd. You know, it's a derby. Um, it's gonna get. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It'll be an interesting game. Hopefully, we blow them away. You know, hopefully we get in there, quick goal, boom,
Yeah.
and and we just ride it out. But they've been getting some results here lately, and they've been playing
Mm.
some, they've played well. So I mean,
And
granted,
Maurice asked,
they're not. I mean, because if you look,
you
look,
go.
say yes, they lost their last game against Leighton Orient, but then it's a draw, 1-1 draw against
I'll
Blackpool.
get that back for you.
Yeah, you're good.
I'll get that back for you. Just give me a second. Sorry, buddy.
No, you're all right. 1-1
Format
against
schedule.
1-1 against Shrews.
Here you go. I'm bringing it back. It's coming up. There you go.
All right. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Bit of delay there, but it's
So
going to come up here in a second for you.
that's all right.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 1-0, and they beat Lincoln City 1-0. So there, and then before that it was 2-2 against Wigan, and then they lost there. Before that, you were 4-1, lost to Wickham, and that was when Wickham was really flying. So they've started to get some results. So it's not, they're not going to roll over for us. I guarantee you that.
No,
You know what I mean? They're not going to roll
not at
over.
all.
So, yeah.
Yep. Marie's asked where we're posting the foot. I was just saying, Maurice has just asked where we're posting the footy tips in the Discord. It's in the main channel, Marie.
Yep.
So Anyway, we'll get to Josh's question here in a second. Our thoughts on the next two games. Well, look, while we're here, why don't we talk about this game for a start? I think we're going to come out strong. I actually think, ironically, this was one of the games when we played Shrewsbury last time at home. We scored 2 goals in the first half. Now, that was at home, but I still think we're going to come out hard. And I honestly think we could score 2 goals in the first half again.
Yeah, I hope that happens. I don't know though. This one just screams. This one screams banana peel, because you've got Birmingham City. You got Birmingham City next week. Undoubtedly, that's going to be on the players' minds. I think because of that game, and then just the way Shrewsbury being on the bottom of the table, it's a game we should win. And this one just screams. To me, I think it's going to be a tough game. I'm hoping we get the result. I think what I tip, I think I tipped a 2-0, but I could be close. This could be a tight game. Wouldn't surprise me if it's a very tight game.
Well, you just removed that for a sec. Sorry, I didn't mean to. See, touching buttons, mate. It's not easy.
It happens.
Yeah. So, you tipped 2-0, and I tipped 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a game we should be winning. We should be winning 2-0 or 3-0. But it's a derby, local derby. They're going to be up for it. So, yeah. We'll see.
I mean, on that, who do you think? Well, we might as well get into it. Who do you think's going to start?
Ooh, well, okay. So obviously, the last game we had there's a lot of moving around of players. So I think it's definitely going to be, as long as assuming everybody's healthy, which I think we should all, pretty much everyone's healthy. I would say you'll go back to the two wing backs are going to be Barnett and McLean. I think that's a given.
Yep.
I
agree.
Yeah, I think the back three is the kind of the back three we've been going with, which is O'Connell, O'Connell, Max, and O'Connor. I think Matty James in the holding midfield role. Rathbone, and here's one change I could see. It wouldn't surprise me if Elliott Lee's healthy. If it's Rathbone and Lee in the two
I,
eights.
I agree with you there. I
I
agree.
could see that because I'll be honest, I think Dobson has not played as well in that forward midfield role as he did when he was playing the holding midfielder.
Yeah, he's
I
not an
think
attacking midfielder, is he? He's
no,
more
he was so good at busting up play when he was playing that holding midfield role. But I mean, Matty James is just so daggone good. It's hard to keep a guy like that out. So
agreed.
it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. And then I think I've got everybody except for the strikers. I think it's Mullen and Palmer. I don't see why it would be anything else.
And AO and Gold, obviously.
AO and goal. I do think with all the talk this week, I think Marriott's on the bench though. I would be surprised if you're going to bring it up like that when you don't have to necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like you're kind of tipping your cards there to kind of let everybody know. Yeah,
and you can have,
and maybe it's just mind games too. Maybe he's just playing mind games with Shrewsbury. But
you've got 7 on the bench,
right? Yeah, exactly.
So you can have Howard. You could have Farl, Fletcher, and Marriott.
And he's done that.
You've still got 3 players. You can still have Cannon for the midfield. You can still have Scar for defence and one more.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Dobson. Dobson would be the other one, I think. So.
Yep. So
it'll be. That's what I'm going with. That's what I think we'll go with. Which I don't think that'd surprise anybody. I think that's probably pretty much what
I'm 100% agreed with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the same team, Aaron.
Yeah.
So I think we should just pencil it in ink, send
there
it to
go.
Parky.
There you go. Yeah. He knows.
And then obviously next week, since Josh is asking, we'll get in early. Birmingham at home. We've got Birmingham are coming to Wrexham and going to give it a go.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a fun game.
It's gonna be so good.
The boys will be up for it for sure. The crowd will be up for it, like they haven't been all season. I mean, don't take that wrong. The crowd's been great this season. I'm just saying, this will be one of those. This will be that this will have the feel of the Notts County game in the National League did. It will be the roof will come off that place if we score a goal against if we score the first goal of that game. We will blow the roof off that place. It'll be so fun. I can't wait for that game. I'm excited about it. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm excited for it. And here's the thing too, and it's not even to me, and maybe you'll disagree, and some people may disagree. To me, it's a free hit.
Yeah.
Birmingham, I mean, granted, now where we are points wise, especially if we win this week, let's say we both win, but they're still only 2 points ahead of us. You know what I mean? So technically, if we won it, we could get in front again, get in front of them. So, that's assuming we both win this weekend. And so I think, I think it can be a big game in the title race, but also I think for everybody playing Birmingham City, I think it's a free hit because
Paddy was on with Josh the other day, and I watched that show back later because it's too early in the morning for me. And Paddy did mention that exact same thing, that if you can eke out even a draw against Birmingham, like you look at that, they've played 23 games and they've won 16 of them. And they've only had 5 draws. So you get a draw against Birmingham, then the odds are in your favour that they're going to beat Wickham and Huddersfield. But not guaranteed, obviously.
Yeah. But that's my thought. Like, that's kind of how I look at it. I mean, to me at this point, I mean, yeah, they're only up 2 points, but they've also got 2 games in hand, which obviously it's not a guarantee of anything. But when a team's won 16 out of 23 and they've got 2 games in hand, they're probably going to be wins. You know what I mean? Those games in hand are probably going to be wins. So I just think they're taking that top spot. I know Josh has disagreed with me on that. He's like, don't just concede the league to them. I just think they're going to, in the end, their depth, their quality and depth. I mean, they've got players that they don't play that would start for us, no question.
Agreed.
So, it's, and we're a good side. And that's nothing against any of the guys on our team. We have a good team. We're in second place. Third place. Even with Wickham, but they are so good. They are a championship ready team. That team could compete in the championship, and you can't convince me they couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, without making changes, and they will make changes going up to when they go up. But I'm just there. To me, I think they're going to win this league, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think if they can if they can do us a favor, beat Wickham, beat Huddersfield, and really, I think it's just going to be Huddersfield. I think Huddersfield's going to be the team we got to beat. I think Wickham's going to start. They've already started dropping points, and I think they're going to continue to drop points.
Hope you're right in that regard.
Yeah, I think. Because if you look at the table, that's another thing that it kind of gets mentioned, but not, people don't really look at it. Look at the table. We're 9 points above 5th place.
Exactly.
Okay? We're 10 points. We're 10 points from 6th place. That's still playoffs. We're 10 points clear of, you know what I mean? So,
well, we're 13 points clear of 7th place.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's what you really need to be, because you can drop down.
And they've played the same amount of games as us. They don't have games. Stockport doesn't have games in hand.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Well, that's.
But I'll tell you what, though. Hey, I was talking about it earlier. Leighton Orient. Look at the form. Leighton Orient. They've won 5 in a row.
Yep.
Okay. Their form. They are in form right now. They're in 8th. I could see them pushing for a playoff spot for sure. But and I just noticed that, so I want to throw it out there. But we've got room. So a loss next week to Birmingham is not the end of the world. So I just, now a loss tomorrow, that would be very disappointing.
Yes.
Very disappointing. You drop point if you lose tomorrow. A draw is not the end of the world, but a loss tomorrow would not be good.
Nah,
that's not.
I feel like we've got to go and get these points away. We've got to get an away win.
Yeah, I agree.
I look at this table, and we're on 51 points, and I'll keep thinking back to it right till the end because it'll go right down to the wire. The 2 games in a row versus Cambridge and Bristol, where we conceded late goals to draw the matches. And in extra time, like we gave away 4 points there. You take those 4 points right now, and we are on top of the table by 2 points on 55. And I know it's a coulda, shoulda, woulda scenario, but that's not out of the realms of possibility when both those equalisers were scored in extra time and deep in extra time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I just don't. I just hope and pray that at the end of the season we don't look back and regret those results, because it's going to be tight coming home, and we love playing. And Josh and I had a chat about this around how tight our games are, where we don't blow teams away 4-1, or 4-0. Like, we've got to start doing that occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think tomorrow is a good chance to do that.
Where you can afford to bring a guy off at 65 minutes and say, game's over.
Yeah.
Take a break, rest the legs.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to do that. We've been forced to make changes to try and win games. But
let's see.
Look, we won't go too much longer. How long we're going for 40 minutes. I guess that's those 2 games. I think I can't tip a win, a loss, or a draw against Birmingham. I just think it's going to be an absolute cracker, and I can't wait to
be a
watch
fun
it.
game. Yeah, I think there'll be goals in that one. I think we'll score. I think we'll score some goals in that one. It'll be fun. I could see it. That's a game I could see going 3-2 either way. You know
Agreed.
what I mean? I think that could be a 3-2 game either way.
Yep.
Be a fun game to watch.
Yep.
There's
Josh will be at the Cosm.
Yeah.
So what time's the game for you tomorrow? That'll be a Thursday for you?
Yes, it's Thursday for me. I think kickoff is at 3:00 my time.
Are you starting to feel a bit sick? You're not going to make it into work tomorrow?
I wish. No, I will be at work, unfortunately, but I'll be listening to the game.
As we put this out in the YouTube and Twitch universe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be at work tomorrow. Although I do feel a fever coming on, maybe. I don't know.
You don't look too good, mate. You look a bit peaky.
Oh, shoot. No, I'll be at work. I'll listen to the game, but I should be home in time to join Patty on the Rextra Time show.
Yep. And
so that is the game plan.
It's magic for me. It's a 6 a.m. game. Get up, watch the game. You know.
Although there was one, I did remember something. My wife reminded me earlier. They are, I think, because we were talking the other day. My internet line they've got to bury it yet. I think they're coming tomorrow to bury it. So I hope they don't turn off my internet while that's happening. Yeah, fingers crossed I have internet tomorrow. So hopefully that gets done while I'm at work. And by the time I get home, we're good. But we'll see.
I guess we might do one more thing, and we'll bring up Kelly's comment here. This is why so many fans feel desperate to do business this month. We can compete for that second spot, but our away form must improve. So the first half of that comment about doing business this month, I know Josh is sort of the opinion that it doesn't look like we might do business. What do you think?
I think if we don't do business, it will be a very bad look for the club, because they've always talked about going for it and doing what needs to be done. You know what I mean? Like, they've always talked about.
That was answered like a bloody politician, Aaron.
Oh,
do
no.
You think we'll do business this month?
think I do. I think we'll try. Let me put it that way. I think we will try to do business. I don't know that Sheffield. I know they want Michael Smith. I don't know that Wednesday wants to get rid of Michael Smith. That's the problem. And if they don't want to get rid of him, there's nothing you can do. Yeah. And is there anybody else out there that can play that role better than Palmer does? And here's the other thing. People are talking about the Dalby thing, whether he's going to come back or not. I don't think he's going to come back. And I'll tell you what, if he does come back, people aren't going to be happy, because I've watched him play in Scotland. The games I've watched him. Okay. He is scoring goals. But between that, he's not doing anything. He does not play like Palmer does. He's not, where Palmer is defending, playing like a maniac. That is not Dalby. He does not do that.
Well, okay. I'm going to do my best Josh Anthony impression. Aaron, at least he's a striker that's scoring goals.
Fine, but I'm telling you, you will hate him. People will, because unless he is scoring at the same, you know what I mean? Like, that's, if you watch him, it's like he does nothing, but he is getting goals. So it's,
he's not coming back. That's me. Sam Dalby is not coming back to Wrexham. You'll never see him in a Wrexham shirt again.
Now, that being said, if the club thought that they couldn't get anybody else in, I could see him bringing him back just to have an extra. And here's why. Now, here's why. Because what happens if Palmer goes down? I don't think he likes playing Fall in that position. No, I think Fall plays better. I think a lot of times when he's played Dadbot, I think is going to be gone. I think Welsh Techie said it was the 23rd is when his contract is up. So I would, here pretty quick. I think Dadbot will be out. So I don't think he's been bringing Fall in to play the other side. he's been bringing him in to play with Fletcher. So I think I think that's the. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what he does, but
Yeah. Look, I think,
hopefully we get Michael Smith. That's what I'm hoping.
yeah. My opinion is we're going to get someone in this window, at least one. If we got two, I'll be ecstatic. But there's a deeper thing to this whole transfer window, because obviously we're trying to get players good enough to go up.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute we go up, is the player we got good enough for next year? And
Right.
half our squad, which, big fan of our team. I love Wrexham. And that's probably a bit harsh, half, but okay, definitely a third of our squad not good enough for the next league.
Yeah, I agree. I think I posted in the Discord a link to an article that was like right around Christmas, where we were linked with Harry Cornick from Bristol City. That's a guy. He's 29, I think, or maybe just turned 30. But that's a guy that's played in the championship for like 8 years.
Yeah.
He's a championship player. That's the kind of guy you could bring in, and he could play for us next year. Same with Matt Smith. Same with Smith. Michael Smith. I'm sorry, not Matt Smith. Michael Smith.
Yep.
That's a guy who can play in the championship right now. Okay, he scored. I think he scored 5 goals, and he's not even starting. You know what I mean? So that's a guy that can play in the championship.
Well, look at that. See, there's Mad Al. That one's definitely worth putting up.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see who if I don't know though, if they're just hiding free agents or something, which I don't think there's any free agents out there that really excite me.
No, and this is just it. Like, I mean, for me, as a story, going back to back to back is unbelievable, and there's no doubt that Rob and Ryan want to do that, and we're right there when you look at the table. Like, we're in third, only on for and against, with a team that's probably going to falter a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is, like, we're living in a really golden period of Wrexham football right here, where they're going to have the opportunity to really progress up the leagues. And, you ask a lot of other clubs, how hard and their fans, how hard it is to get promoted.
Yeah.
Just doesn't.
Just think about it. Okay, like you said, we've got the chance right now. Okay, look at Bolton. Bolton last season was right in the mix, almost got the automatic spot, just missed out on automatics, and then lost in the playoff final. I think it was playoff final. And so they got, and now look at them.
Yep,
they're in 10th.
They're in 10th on 37 points with a game in hand on us. So even if they win that game, that's 40 points, which is still 11 points behind us. That's 4 wins.
They're off it. I mean, they're not anywhere near it. They'll be fighting for that last playoff spot. I mean, that's where they're going to be. And so that's what I don't want. That to me would be, I don't want that. I don't, especially if we don't make a move. If we make a move and we try, okay, if we at least give the effort, especially now that Huddersfield has spent almost $4 million on 2 strikers in the last week. So they're saying, okay, we're going for it. And everybody sees that. And now if we do nothing, that does not look good. And then if we come back next season and we aren't right at the top, it looks that much worse. It's just, it's not what you want to do. You want it.
I would rather us get someone and fail.
Yeah, exactly.
Than not get someone and finish in third and then not win the playoff.
Even if we spend the money, we go after a guy and he's a complete dud. At least you tried. You knew we knew that the club gave their all. They put their money where their mouth is and went for it.
Yep.
I
Look at
think
that.
it'd be a terrible look if we don't bring anybody in.
Yep. Bruce is, private investigating it there, agreeing with Matt Al. The training grounds are sealed drum at the moment. There's one or more transfers getting looked at. That's absolutely the case. It's a matter of whether we get them. And Matt Al, I really have to disagree with you there, because you don't spend that sort of money. I mean, yeah, they may be good, they may not be good. Any of these players that are costing you like $2 million, and $3 million on 2 players, that's those guys have brilliance in them. And I'm going to use a guy on our squad as an example who only plays 15, 20 minutes a game, Stephen Fletcher. When he comes on, he looks like he could score at any moment.
Here's the thing. That $3 million donkey scored more League One goals in half a season last season than the 2 strikers that will be starting tomorrow have in League One. So,
including own goals?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
So, yeah, I $3 million was a lot. And I'll tell you, and here's the other thing, and we won't ever know. $3 million does seem like a lot. To me, that screams that they had competition. They didn't just throw $3 million out for that. It would not surprise me one bit if eventually it leaks out that we were in for him too.
We could have been that competition.
Yeah, I really do. Right. I would not surprise me at all if we were in for him too.
Yeah. Well, mate, that's been a good footy tip show.
That's fun. Good show. So guys, wish the guys were here, but I mean,
they'll be back, and
we'll get them next time.
We're going to get back into the routine. I did a show earlier in the week, which Aaron was on, and we're going to have topics for that. So, because there was a comment earlier from Chris Phillips, I think it was. I'm just going back to find it. Yeah, there it is. About the 7,000 seat cop true. The Sunday show, Chris. That's when that one's coming.
Yeah.
So
it was the news that, from what I saw, it'll start at 5,500, and with it can be at
the wings.
Yeah, it can go up to 7,000.
Well, and I've got a bit of stuff on this, but I'm going to leave this topic for Paddy. He's going to be the lead on this topic because Paddy does his research.
Yeah,
and he knows a lot about it
too. Yeah, he's been researching that one for a while.
Haven't decided what your topic is or mine. I mean, we don't really know much, so it's going to be a bit hard.
I make it up as I go, so it's all good.
Okay, you must be related to Josh.
Shoot the rehearsal. Shoot the rehearsal.
Well, guys, there we go. Great show. Enjoyed listening a bit. Good. What nice. So nice for a change. Does that mean it's a change that you listen, Josh, or a change that you actually got to sleep in the bed?
The robot let him in the bed.
The bot has said, yep, come on in. Yep. So, guys, look, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, if you haven't, liked and subscribed. Tell your friends about it. Well, as Josh would say, on our way to 50,001. If you know, you know.
That's right.
And I guess, what do you reckon? Call us out.
All right. Hey, everybody, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And on that bombshell,